Continue reading spiritual and Daaji. Am I audible?
The voice is very much breaking, Rashmi ji. The music was good, but when we are speaking, we hear in bits and pieces.
Oh. This book, Daaji, Daaji's book, The Spiritual Anatomy. Last Saturday, we read about the secret, that is the attitude, about 5% is action, and the 95% is the attitude. And the attitude helps us destiny. And the author says cultivating beneficial attitude accelerates our progress in our lives. Within the chapter of secret ingredient, about the mother tincture. So mother tincture is in medicine, we call it as the base formula, to which it depends on same way, the mother tincture attitude of cultivation.
Sorry, Rashmi ji, your voice is breaking. I'm not sure if it's only for me. Can anybody confirm?
Yes, madam.
Our voice is still breaking.
Yeah, because the music was perfect, but when you're using your earphone, it breaks a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Am I clear now?
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh. So, we talked about the secret ingredient last Saturday, attitude. Within the secret ingredient, there's another component, that is mother tincture attitude. So mother tincture, the name signifies in the medicine field that it is a basic formulation, and from the mother tincture, we will create many other medicinal components which can be used for curing. So he used this analogy for cultivating attitude as well. Like the mother tincture, from that different kinds of potential medicines are created. Similarly, from the mother tincture attitude, we create different components that will be useful in our spiritual journey. So the three major mother tincture attitudes are sense of urgency, humility, and liveliness. These three are not in any order or priority, but these three are very important to cultivate so that our spiritual journey is accelerated. So the sense of urgency is the first step to create a change, right? It is crucial. When you don't have a sense of urgency, the change will not happen. Without a sustained sense of urgency, efforts become lukewarm and complacency sets. So we think about like I'll have silence once in a week, or I will go into fruit kind of a diet, or any other. But unless it is urgency is there, you take a back seat, isn't it? Your efforts become lukewarm. So we say a sense of urgency is very crucial, and it is the step towards change. You should make a habit asking yourself, what's the most important thing to do in this moment? It helps you to recenter and cultivate a sense of urgency toward your goal. And ask these questions every time: what am I here for? What do I need to do? And what is my goal? Each time these questions surfaces in your mind, there is a ripple created. Ripple of restlessness is created in your consciousness. So the more your consciousness evolves, the greater the ripples of restlessness. So this restlessness helps in our spiritual anatomy project towards our goal. So the restlessness, what he's talking about, is not about the feeling of anxiety, like we missed a flight or the workload, if we are overwhelmed with work. It's not that kind which will lead to anxiety and other problems of mental health. It is a spiritual restlessness, he says. And this propels you toward the soul's true purpose to grow and evolve. And they both, the spiritual restlessness and the sense of urgency, what you cultivate, is an ally. You know, together propels you towards the uh, growth, true potential of. And there is a difference between desperation due to urgency and our achieving the goal. Urgency helps you focus on making progress toward the goal, while desperation creates a flurry of activity that fatigues. This is what sense of urgency. We'll see the humility. Humility, he says, it is the most sublimated state of ego. It is a humility is a sign of great self-awareness, where you are aware of your smallness in front of a much bigger ideal. Such awareness gives you a feeling of insignificance that helps you grow. So you create a space when the ego is sublimated. Then you create a space in your heart. So, like in physics, we have understood when there is a low pressure area created, the wind flows and fills the void. So, similarly, when a space is created with your humility by sublimating the ego, your heart is filled with grace. No? Humility attracts grace. When there is humility within, grace descends automatically. And grace is a catalyst for inner progress. Then we talk about liveliness. So liveliness, like if you have large drawn faces, gloomy, moody, and irritable behavior, that will stretch your journey. On the contrary, if you have a song in your heart, smile on your lips, then the journey will be livelier. So cultivate an attitude of liveliness. Carrying the baggage of sadness, sorrow, and unhappiness will not work. He says emotional and mental flexibility comes from the openness of the heart. And then he shares his own experience, like he was driving, I think, the desert in Rajasthan, where the summers are at its peak, where he saw in a group of ladies, they were collecting the twigs, what is called an on the desert here and there, and they were singing and togetherness while doing the work. Looking at this women with their innocence and liveliness, he was so attracted. He pulled over his car and requested them to come over to his house. And these ladies came and they did a meditation. And he says the experience was so beautiful um, that he couldn't forget. Took a picture of these ladies and it is still hung in his house. So when they meditated, he felt, storming in his heart, in his center, is coming frequently. So he says their innocence, their devotion was such that the divine was turning the face of the divine, the face is drawn towards them as if the flower, when we want to smell a flower, we bring the flowers towards us. Similarly, the divine grace, the devotion has attracted the divine grace towards them. So They have directed it towards them. So their pure soul and the liveliness, created a beautiful experience of meditation that day. So their approach to life and to one another created something that compelled the descent of the highest grace. Their beautiful souls represented the purity and simplicity of their attitude. So he says from this book, want to take anything, then please take the cultivation of attitude. Take the cultivation of attitude that ennobles your life. Completes part 3 of this book. Anyone wants to share their experience or input? Right? Hope I was clear, my sound. So 3 components: sense of urgency, humility, and liveliness. This we cultivate, then the spiritual progress absolutely. Anyone wants to share anything? Saji, I was clear, right? Without the earphone? Are you able to hear?
Yes, without the earphone, we could hear well and we could get the message as well. Thank you so much.
Yes. No more sharing. End the session. We'll meet in the evening in other master sessions. Thank you all for joining and sharing your energies. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Oh,
Thank you.
Madhuri, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Good morning. No, I just want to say the meditation was very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. Group energy is really. Thank you, Madhuri. Anyone else wants to say anything? Thank you for the chat. Yes. Thank you. Thank you all once again for joining. And the session. See you all in the evening. Have a session.